Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to get on here real quick and do a really quick video on all of my bookish New Year's resolutions for 2025. So first one is I want to read more of my physical TBR that I have here. I think that's everyone's, I think that's every reader's New Year's resolution to read more of their physical TBR, and most of them don't, but I really want to try this year. So that's the first one. And then my second one is I want to be more of like actively reading, if that makes any sense. Like I want to start like annotating. I want to take book notes because I have a really bad habit of reading a whole lot of books and reading them all really fast and remembering none of it by the end of the month even, much less months later. And so I think if I really wrote things down or if I annotated the books or anything like that, maybe I would remember them better. So I really want to try and do that because of like, what's the point of reading if you're not going to remember it later, you know? So I really want to try and do that. I got a few things for it. Like I got some like little like highlight stickers because of like the idea of writing in my books just hurts me. I can't do it, even to highlight things. Like I can't do it. I want to because of like I love like the really aesthetic posts I see on Instagram of like annotating their books and everything like that. It's so pretty and aesthetic, I think, but I just can't bring myself to do it. It also doesn't help that my handwriting is just crap. It doesn't help either, but still. So I bought like these like little highlighter stickers. They're like little stickers you stick on there that's supposed to highlight things. They don't work very well, obviously. Because they're going over the things, and naturally there's not going to be it's just naturally not going to do great, but it's what I can do because I'm not going to write the books. I just can't do it. I've already gotten a pretty good start already. I've tried starting a little bit this month of doing a little bit. So I have like a file on my computer of just like book notes, and I just type up like my thoughts of reading whenever I'm done, like or the reading session or something. And so some of them more detailed than others, but I really want to try and do that even more in 2025. And then 3 is that I want to read more on my Kindle. I'm running out of space. It's kind of hard to tell right now because of I just finished another video, so like a lot of my books are on the shelf right now. But I'm running out of space. Not to mention physical books are kind of expensive, even with all the ways that I have found to save money and stuff. Doing like reading books on my Kindle is just cheaper and more space efficient, and so I really would like to do that more. It's kind of hard for me to get away from having the physical thing to put on my shelf because I'm like one of those people where it's like I want like the trophy of having the book on my shelf. And not to mention I view a lot of like these covers as like little pieces of artwork even, and I just really appreciate that a lot, and I really would love to be able to have them on my shelf, but I just don't have room anymore. And Kindle books are usually much cheaper, and not to mention it's easier because I can just take my Kindle with me everywhere, whereas a stack of books is pretty heavy. Because like when I was traveling to go see my family a few months ago, my suitcase was so heavy, but it was because I brought books, but I only brought like 4 or 5 with me, you know? Okay, I brought 8, but I wasn't able to bring every single book I wanted with me because they were heavy. And the same when I go to like Dragon Con or go to other events and stuff like that, I would love to be able to bring a book with me for like the downtime or something, but that's too heavy. And carrying stuff at Dragon Con is cumbersome, it's uncomfortable. I don't want to carry even a small book with me, much less something a little bigger or more than one. And so a Kindle really would solve a lot of those problems. I just have a really big hang up of not being able to have them like the trophy of it on my shelf. And I don't know, that's gonna be hard for me to get over, but I want to try for this year. So that's why it's one of my New Year's resolutions, or bookish New Year's resolutions, is I want to read more on my Kindle. So kind of going on wanting to read more on my Kindle is that I would like to read more like fan fiction, but not like the short fluffy things that I normally read, because I love like the filler episodes of like anime kind of thing, you know, like the beach episode or the episode where they all go to like a festival or something. Like I love those kinds of things. And I feel like we don't get enough of those in like traditional media anymore, because now TV shows are like 8 episodes, 6 episodes a season instead of like what they used to be like 20 something, where they could flesh out the friendships of characters a little better. And so I do like reading like the filler episode kind of fan fiction stuff, but I kind of want to get more into like the bigger name ones, like the ones that like everyone talks about. Like the big one that I've already had downloaded is, I think it's called Manacled, or yeah, something like that. I really can't remember exactly what it's called. And that's one of the ones that's being turned into like a traditional book, which is what sparked this whole idea. Is like there's a lot of Raylo fan fiction that got turned into novels that I ended up really liking, like the novels and stuff. Like Love Hypothesis is a big one. And then You Again's another one I've really liked. I've not finished that one, but I really like it so far. I know that one's based off of some Raylo fan fiction. And I know there's some Draco Hermione fan fiction stuff that is being turned into novels next year. And I really would like to read the originals before they get turned into the books, just because I think I would really enjoy that. and I think it'd be fun. I haven't really done that so much before because of like, I had the mindset of, look, it doesn't really count as a book. It doesn't really count. And so I didn't want to, I don't know. I was trying to add to my, reading goal on Goodreads, like see that number go up, and it doesn't do that when you're reading a 300,000 page fan fiction instead of a novel at that time or something. I don't know. It's just not, I'm trying not to focus so much on that Goodreads goal this year, which goes into my next Bookish New Year's resolution, which is technically not, I guess not really a New Year's resolution, really. It's more of what my reading goal was going to be for Goodreads. This past year, 2024, it was just 24 books for the whole year. I thought that was a good number, 24 for 2024. It made sense. It was just 2 books a month. I thought that was pretty manageable. It was a bit of a stretch goal because of, at the time, I really was not reading. I got burnt out after college, and then I just never got back into reading all that much. I read a little bit here and there, but not a whole lot. And this past year, I really got into reading really big. I've read about 120 books this year. And so 24 for next year is not a real goal because of that's just too easy. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna set the goal to. There was an influencer that I saw, or a book influencer that I watched her video on. She was talking about how she sets her Goodreads goal fairly low intentionally so that she's not feeling like she has to read a bunch that she doesn't really want to read. Like, she's not in the mood to read, then she's not going to read. She doesn't want to feel like she has to. And I really appreciate that, because whenever you feel like you have to do something, it's not as fun or as enjoyable. And I don't want to do that to reading. I just got back into it. I don't want to lose it again. I think about setting my goal to something a little more reasonable, like 60 or something, maybe 50. 50 seems like a good round number, but 60 would be exactly 5 books a month, which seems really reasonable. And then, but also like 100, because I read 120 this year, and I didn't read a whole lot in the beginning of the year. Like, I think the first month, January, I only read 2 books. Then February, I only read like 3 or 4, and then I read 5, and then after that, it was like 8, and then 10 for the rest of the year. And so I think 2025, I'll be reading even more than this year, but I don't want to feel like I have to, because I don't know what the next year is going to bring. This year, I was working from home. I was working part-time. I had a lot more free time. But if next year, if I do get a job where I'm having to go to the office and I'm working 9 to 5, I'm not going to have near as much time. And so 100 may seem reasonable right now, but it may not be for my future life or whatever. So what I may do is set the goal now and then reevaluate in a halfway point, maybe. I don't know. So my last New Year's resolution, I really wasn't sure if I was going to add on here or not, and that is I want to take my book and social media a little more seriously. So my BookTok, Bookstagram, and BookTube and everything like those accounts, I want to try and take them a little more seriously. So go add them all down below. I really enjoyed doing them in 2024. I've only been doing them for a couple months. But I really enjoy doing it. I would like to post on my Bookstagram more often, because I really only use that for trending audios to put on YouTube or TikTok or something. I also would like to take the TikTok a little more seriously, because I rarely post there because it's a little more difficult with how I move the files and stuff around, and because what I do is I make the video on Instagram and then I download it to my computer through a little Instagram downloader thingy, and then I have to email it to myself again to get it back on my phone to put on TikTok, and that's just, I don't end up doing it a lot. And so my TikTok just kind of lays in waste, and I pretty much just do the highlights on my TikTok, but I take that more seriously and post on there a little more and more regularly. And then for my BookTube account, I would like to post on here at least once a week. I would like to do it every Friday, but I'm not sure. It depends on what day works best, because there was one time where I posted 3 times a week, just 1 week, and I wanted to see what video did the best. Because okay, that's gonna be the day I'm gonna post, and the Wednesday video did the best, but also well, that could be just because that video was better. So I don't know. I'm gonna play around and figure it out. I would like to do it on Friday because that works best for me. But if another day works out, I might do it on that day. I don't know. I also would like to do some streaming on here as well, because streaming did really well on my other account for getting new faces and everything like that, because I think the algorithm really likes that. But also it's just a lot of fun to really communicate with people and build a community and everything, because that's the way y'all can talk to me a little more, because the comments on YouTube don't really work very well for me for some reason. It's really strange. It takes a while for them to actually come through, and by the time they've come through and I see them, y'all aren't actively checking them anymore. So it's not really a good way to have a conversation with people, I feel like. So I really like the streaming whole thing. I do a lot of streaming, or I used to do a lot of streaming on my other channel, Megjoy, which I'll also have linked down below. I've really enjoyed doing that. The only thing is I don't have as many ideas of what I can stream on here. You can only stream so many things on a book channel, and I don't have a lot of the logistics figured out for moving my camera from my computer, my desktop, and so it kind of really limits what I can and can't do, but I want to try. So those are my bookish New Year's resolutions. I really want to hear what yours are, so please put them down below. I mean, there may be some that I didn't think of that I would like to add to mine. I also just love hearing and talking to people about books and stuff like that. So in general, just always love doing that. But if you like this video, please subscribe so you can see the next one, and like and comment and all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.